Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profit. And in this video, I'm going to be finding out about a brand new project that is going to bring all kinds of blockchain innovation to the world of gaming. Earn Bitcoin and Ethereum this way. Set up a free account with the Solar Oil project using my affiliate link in the description below. Purchase and stake SOAX tokens at 10 cents each. Earn rewards in SOPX tokens with each SOPX token pegged to the price of 1 barrel of oil. Play around with the restaking calculator on the website. Use my affiliate link in the description below to find out more. Hey, Draeth, thank you so much for being here. And just
thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Just so people know, you are here in your capacity as an advisor to Nightlife Crypto, and I've done an explainer video which people can go and watch on my channel. And you are also the lead for the Blockchain Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance, and you are the captain of the good ship Pirate Chain, of which I am a first mate. However, here today, you are in your capacity as advisor to Nightlife Crypto, which is independent of the other two projects.
That's correct. Yep.
Very good. Okay. Would you want to start by telling us what Nightlife Crypto is, like in a nutshell? And actually, what is so special about it?
Sure. So originally, one of my friends who likes to remain anonymous contacted me about an idea that he had about a gaming platform. So, I've seen gaming platforms out there. I haven't heard much about any of the games that was developed, if any. And then, so I was talking to him about it, and he brought up some really good points about a self-sustaining platform, and showed me some of the work he's done on the tokenomics. So interesting, because I'm a gamer by nature. I used to play games all the time, and still do maybe once a year when I have time. But yeah, so I took a look at his numbers and everything else, and I was like, yeah, this could be a really solid foundation. So I was like, I'd love to help out as an advisor if you're interested, and obviously he was. So I got on board and helped him out completing the tokenomics, and using my connections to build up some teams for him, and then on top of that, recommended some other networks to build upon. So what actually happened was, he's building upon a two-layer solution, right? So the one solution that for the buying and selling of the token itself will be on Binance Smart Chain, and then actually the actual platform itself is built on Turtle Network, which is one of the BPSAA members. And the beauty of that is that being built on Turtle Network, we can have it so that there's no transaction fees for any games on the platform, right? Because everything we can do sponsored assets and all this other fun stuff. Plus the transaction speeds are ultra fast. You can handle a ridiculous amount of transactions per second, so there's no concerns about that. And at that point, we're like, yeah, let's go find some other developers. So I called up some of my other contacts that knew some people in the industry, and sure enough, started building even more teams for them. So,
all right. So let me get this. It's a two-layers gaming solution. So first layer is on Binance Smart Chain, which is kind of like the outer layer in a way, where people buy and sell the tokens. But in actually playing the game, it's built on the Turtle Network blockchain, which is a form of Waves, and that's much, much faster. Why not do the whole thing on Turtle Network?
Well, because there's not as many users on Turtle Network, right? And plus, with DeFi in general, you're either using Binance Smart Chain or you're using Ethereum, right? Now, originally, the idea was using Ethereum as the first layer of the solution. However, after we had a conversation with Wolf from Turtle Network, he was the one who suggested using Binance Smart Chain because it's just like Ethereum, but it's just the fees are ultra cheap compared to Ethereum, which turned out to be massively true. So that's why we moved over there. But with the user base that's on Binance Smart Chain, and on top of that, say like PancakeSwap, they have more volume than Uniswap. It's crazy. So
I didn't know that. Well, PancakeSwap has more volume than Uniswap.
Yeah, I believe it's consistent now. They consistently beat out Uniswap.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
yeah.
much, much
So,
faster, much, much cheaper because the fees on Ethereum are ridiculous.
oh yeah,
Ridiculous.
yeah. So now that they settled on Binance Smart Chain, what happens is we can add in, special stuff to the contract. So, for example, we have a staking contract and everything, so you can stake liquidity, and then instead of and using some of my experience in the DeFi realm when it comes to like farming tokens and things like that, I realized some of the pitfalls that a lot of projects have, where they mint tokens out of thin air, you know, and to reward the users that are staking liquidity or whatever they're staking. The downfall of that is it creates constant sell pressure, right?
Right.
Because you're just making more tokens. However, with the way that Nightlife Crypto will work, users who stake liquidity will get paid from transaction fees, right? So there's a 2.5% transaction tax that happens on buying or selling and then sending to another wallet. So the way that liquidity stakers get paid is that there's a transaction tax on buying, selling, or sending to another wallet, except for sending to the platform, to and from the platform itself. So if you buy tokens from PancakeSwap, yeah, there's a 2.5% tax, but then once you send that to the platform, you don't get charged any sort of tax. So 1.5% of that tax goes to liquidity stakers, and then 1% goes to the project itself for future development, services, and things like that, because there's ongoing costs and that incurred from the platform itself, whether it's servers, whether it's the teams that are developing, and all this other stuff. So
Okay. Okay. So then you're not getting new tokens being minted, creating sell pressure, and then also diluting the supply because it just increases the supply. It's coming from the from the transaction tax. Okay. Now I want to go back to the two-layer solution. So you're using Binance Smart Chain because it's got much lower gas fees and it's much, much faster than the Ethereum blockchain, and it has all the smart contract functionality that you can get with Ethereum.
yep.
Why use Turtle Network for the second layer? What's so special about Turtle Network?
So Turtle Network, what you can actually do is you can sponsor assets, right? So we can create the same contract that's on Binance Smart Chain, right? As far as the tokenomics are concerned, but without the staking contract, and then sponsor that asset so that the fees that are incurred are, instead of being paid in TN, they're paid in NLife, right? So we can set that so that the users don't even pay those transaction fees, and the platform itself is the one that's actually paying for transaction fees.
Okay.
This way, it's just like regular gaming, where it's. I mean, think of going to an arcade and inserting a quarter, and then it suddenly says insert 5 more cents for the transaction tax. You know?
That's right. Or I'm just thinking about, my son or my daughter when they play Minecraft, which I don't
Yeah.
for the life of me understand. But for every move, or they're going to purchase something or build something, they've got to keep sending. I mean, I suppose it makes it really clear, say with Ethereum, you're going to keep sending more for the gas fees.
Yeah.
That would be impossible. So what you're saying, what Turtle Network allows for is no fees at the inside the game.
Well, the way we've built it, yes. I mean, because essentially what happens is when you sponsor an asset, essentially the project itself is paying the TN while the user is paying the other token. But
Right.
we've done it in such a way that doesn't actually happen like that. It's just the project that's paying the TN. The user doesn't actually pay anything.
Okay, now where does the project get the TN from? And is it a limited supply? They're going to run out.
Well, the project's currently sitting on 4 million TN that we uh, purchased through OTCs and stuff like that before the massive hike up of Bitcoin and everything else. So we got kind of lucky on that end.
Okay, but at some point, because if Nightlife crypto grows and grows and grows, that 4 million TN is still a finite amount. What are you going to
True.
do about the?
So that's part of what happens with the tax that goes to the project itself. Part of those funds are used to rebuy some TN and things like that. So
Okay.
basically, there's mechanisms that we have built in place to automatically do the things that would need to happen, like have more TN for transaction fees and things like that. Plus, obviously I have deep connections within TN, and some of their developers and stuff. So there's other ways we can think of to extend the life of the amount of TN that we use for transaction tax and stuff, or transaction fees and stuff that occur on the network, and things like that. So there's basically we have enough to basically last us a long time, and there's additional things we can do over time as things come up that we see that could potentially be bad in the future, or things that could help the project in the future.
Right. Okay. And then just to point out that Turtle Network is a member of the Blockchain Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance,
Yep.
but this is an independent project from the BPSAA.
Correct.
Okay. So now, for me as a user, if I go to when you launch, what day is the sale?
The days, it's June 11th.
June the 11th, right? So the sale is June the 11th. So I go and send some BNB through PancakeSwap. I go and purchase Nightlife and NLife tokens. Then I send them to the token network, to the Nightlife crypto wallet that I've created or something, to the game.
Yep.
Am I going to notice any difference? Am I going to need to do any other steps to go from Binance Smart Chain to Turtle Network?
No.
Oh.
Literally, you just create an account. You can create an anonymous account on Turtle Network, or not Turtle Network, on Nightlife Crypto, and then just you have your seed phrase. It'll look just like TNX or Polarity or things like that. That's built on there. So you're gonna have that anonymous account with just a seed phrase, and then you're good to go. And then from that point, just go into your account, click deposit. It'll give you an address. Just send your tokens there. You're done. And the other cool thing is that, say, for example, you have some tokens that you won or whatever, and you want to send back to Binance Smart Chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think that, oh man, I gotta have some BNB in my wallet to actually send that. Nope, not on our platform. You can just send and pay the transaction fee that occurs that BNB would have on Binance Smart Chain. You pay that in NLife.
Okay.
So there's no need to preload your wallet with any other assets. You can just have NLife and that's it, and you're good to go.
That makes life much, much easier. Much, much easier. Okay, so I can send NLife back to PancakeSwap, and I don't need to have any BNB to pay the fees because it gets paid in NLife. Now, let's say I've got $100 worth of NLife that I've purchased off PancakeSwap. I'm now and I've created the game of my own account with the seed phrase on Nightlife Crypto. And I'm now going to play games. And the advantage is that I don't pay any transaction fees when I make any moves or buy any skins or anything like that within a game, which is great. But then what sort of games you got? Are they interesting games or are they really rubbish games?
See, here's my biggest gripe with blockchain gaming thus far is that it doesn't resemble anything that I'm used to. I'm used to playing, like Rocket League or Fortnite or Call of Duty, things like that. And there's no games like that out there, and it just drives me nuts. So one of the things that I told my buddy, I was like, we really need to focus on big games to come out with and stuff that's quality. Yeah. So my biggest gripe about crypto gaming in general is just there's no real quality games that I've seen personally. And nothing that's even that big. So, for example, I'm used to playing Rocket League, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and things like that. And there's nothing out there like that. So one thing that I told my buddy, I was like, if we're going to do this, I'm not going to advise the project if we're just going to make some, crappy games. It's like some Facebook type games or just low quality stuff. We need to do it and do it right. And he obviously completely agreed. It's just a matter of finding the dev team to be able to accomplish that, which luckily a friend of a friend, of a friend knows people. So, and one of those friends happened to be one of the old captains of Pirate too, by the way, that happened to know some people. So, so we got them on board. And one of the games that we'll be producing, obviously, is like, arcade type games, like racing games, things like that, stuff that you were just pay to play, right? So every time you play the game till you lose or something, you beat the game or whatever. However, there's the other type of games that will be produced that are platform games that we call, where you actually buy the game, and it's going to be relatively cheap, like $5 or $10 in NLife, and then you can play the game forever, right? So as long as NLife is out, you can play forever, So
$5 or $10, I could play this game. What do you mean I can play it forever? Is it so cheap, or I buy a lifetime ticket?
So think of it like going to a store and then buying a video game.
Right. Okay.
Right. So you can play forever. So one of the games, and you'll be the first person I actually announced this to, is Prop Hunt. Right. So it's going to be called Props versus can't speak. Props versus Pirates. Right. So I wanted to make sure that I got that pirate element in there, just at least one game. Right. But yeah. So essentially it's a prop hunt game, just like you would find in Call of Duty, how they have those extra modes and things like that, where you can play prop hunt, where one team you can become various props just by clicking on like an object, and it's just absolute hilarity, right? Because you just like you're a hunter trying to find these props, and you see like a little barrel like flying across the screen, just like running away from a hunter trying to shoot it, and or like a little like wallet flying around. It's absolutely hilarious. And it's one of the most enjoyable games that I've honestly ever played, because it's just so much fun. And that's one of the things that we want to make sure of too, is that every game that we produce is actually fun, you know? So I've actually played the pre-demo for it, because we're going to have the demo available at launch. And it's just me and all the developers playing together. You just can't stop laughing. It's so great. So anyways, we'll have the demo available at launch, and it's going to be free to play until we finish the full game. So there's going to be one level available at launch, and then you'll play as a pirate or as a prop or whatever. There's going to be lots of pirate phrases being thrown around, and it's just, oh man, it's going to be great. I can't wait. And then the other game that's being developed is
I would like to see the pre-demo. Right, I would like to see the pre-demo, and definitely when the demo comes out, I'll have a video about it.
Yeah.
When it launches, and I'm terrible at games. I might even try it out and then embarrass myself. So subscribe and click the notification bell.
Here's the great thing about this, right? Is that even since you're not a gamer, this is still going to be absolute fun for you too. Even like the best gamers out there, I mean, they love stuff like this because it takes a little bit of skill, but you don't have to be an expert gamer, or even you can just be a basic gamer and still have fun playing this, because just the environment that's in the game, just the way it plays, and it's just absolute fun.
No, I get it from the way that you're talking about it. Right? I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. I want to play. I'm not a gamer, but I'll have a go. It does sound great. Okay, all right. Yeah. So you got that. Any other games you got coming up, or any games that will be available in the full mode on launch?
So we have a project that is launching on the side that's not actually associated with us, that is actually building a casino that's built using Nightlife technology. I mean, they're not associated with us, so that's why we're not advertising them.
Sure, that's a completely separate project. But within Nightlife Crypto, anything else like any?
Yeah, we have plenty of stuff in the pipelines. Like, for example, we have a mixture of Need for Speed with, for those of you who are old enough to remember, RC Pro-Am, one of my favorite games ever. We're building a game just like that with the same mechanics of RC Pro-Am, but obviously like today's graphics, like Need for Speed Underground. We're building a deck building trading card game. Every single game that's produced will have achievements that'll award users NFTs. So at mid-game, if you get an achievement, you'll get an NFT that you can be able to eventually trade on the marketplace, things like that. There's going to be, in various games, different skins that you can buy or win. And then there's also going to be a marketplace for that as well, where you can buy or sell or trade skins, trade NFTs, things like that. So there's going to be tons and tons of features. Probably in about a month after our launch, we'll have a fiat on and off ramp, which is rare.
How are you going to do that?
Just
people, a friend of a friend of a friend.
Pretty much. Yeah. Being in crypto and being associated with all these different projects that that I'm friends with and involved with BPSA, things like that. It's just I have connections over time and stuff, and Polarity has been a huge help. The guys at Polarity, they're some of the best developers I've seen. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. They've built some really crazy stuff for the platform so far. So because we're partnered with Aureus, which is the parent company of Polarity. So.
Right, and Polarity, so people know, is a partner of the BPSAA. I got to plug that. Even though Nightlife Crypto is an independent project from the BPSAA, but okay, you got connections. All right. Yeah. So the NFTs, now those are a big deal.
Yeah.
An increasingly large and lucrative sector for cryptocurrency, and then gaming is a big deal anyway, because that's incredibly. There's a lot of money in gaming, a lot of money in gaming. And I imagine with lockdown and everything, even more money in gaming, because, one of the things my teenage son did over this last year, played a lot of computer games. And then blockchain is a growing sector. So you got blockchain, you got gaming, you got NFTs.
Yep.
This is not a charitable venture.
No.
So how does Nightlife Crypto or the people that hold the tokens and End Life tokens, how are they going to benefit? How's the project going to benefit?
So if you want to call them, I guess, investors or people who just hold the token to see the value increase, it's a self-sustaining thing because no additional tokens are being minted, right? So, for example, at the total supply is 3,425,000. That's it. No more will be minted. Nothing. At launch, there's going to be 800,000 available in circulation, right? So there's 550,000 that's going to be available in liquidity on PancakeSwap, and it lists at $1. So it's initially $1.1 million in liquidity. And then there's 250,000 tokens that are being released to the investors, right? So investors in the seed sale, there's basically a vesting period. So for people that get in the earliest that they could, they get their allocation over 6 months. If people that get into the private sale or one of the launch pads will be on soon, they'll get their tokens over a 4-month period, right? So after that, no more tokens are being distributed. We have 1.5 million in reserve for games for people if they win tokens, things like that. It's just locked in the gateway. That's it. So nobody can pull that out just to pull it out. They have to actually have NLife to pull out.
Right.
And then aside from that, man, that's basically it. There's no, like I said, no additional minting of tokens. So any of the sell pressure comes from people that just already have the token, and it's incentivized for people to provide liquidity too because they're getting paid to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it should get rid of any impermanent losses and things like that, especially if you hold for a long period of time.
Right. Okay. So people will be holding it like in liquidity, and that's going to be drawing more and more out of the market. And maybe some people will sell, perhaps.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There's no more being minted other than what you've said. And
Yep.
Are any being burnt at any point?
No, but I mean that was a consideration. So it is. It's definitely something we've talked about, but I don't think we're going to, just in case.
Okay. All right. And then there's a team fund and a dev fund, and of course the fund for the fees.
Well, basically, there's just two funds, right? One fund is the fund that goes directly to the liquidity stakers. The other fund goes directly to the team for development and services and things like that. That's it.
Okay. And any of that from the ongoing payment, like the transaction fees?
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
That's where that comes from. So as it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, okay, then there's going to be more and more demand for the NLife tokens, which are limited supply because there's no more being made. Then how are you going to get the word out? Because there are so many gaming platforms, and in particular, I'm talking about legacy platforms, because that's your real competition. How are you going to get the word out into for somebody who's a regular gamer to listen, come over and play this blockchain game?
Yeah, first of all, the best way to do it is just to start producing quality games. Once we have like a couple titles under our belt where we feel like, hey, this is going to be something that average people that game, or professional gamers that game on regular PC or console or whatever, would be interested in shifting over and trying this out. So once we get things rolling to the point where we have a couple releases, that's when we'll start spreading the word outside of crypto to users that usually play just regular games, and that's one way if we can pull in people into crypto in general.
Mm-hmm.
But even the blockchain space, people are yearning for real games on blockchain, and that's what we aim to provide. So even just the people on blockchain will be huge in general. So I mean, if you look at I think it's Flow, they're top 100, and they're absolutely massive. Their market cap's crazy, but when you look at us, if we can grow to that size, that means that our project is so massive, it's already completely successful, especially if we have constant users playing and, people that are just spreading the word, streaming about it on Twitch and everywhere else. I mean, the moment you start seeing that, that's when you know that you're doing the right thing.
Very cool. And then I imagine, Draeth, it'll be a little bit like what happened to this other project, this Supreme Privacy Coin, that's independent of this project, where I started covering it a month after it launched. August 2018, I think it started mining. and I started covering it September 2018, and it was dirt cheap, and nobody knew about it for about 2 years, and then all of a sudden it shoots up to touching $17.
Yep.
So it might be like possible that this is a long-term play, because gaming isn't going anywhere. Blockchain's not going anywhere, and gaming isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Gaming is always going to be huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now you said this is a self-sustaining system. Is it fully decentralized, open source?
Yep. The contracts on the BSC side have just got audited, and the contracts on the other side, TN side, has been audited as well. And yeah, I mean, everything is pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't call it fully decentralized in the sense of the games themselves. Like, for example, the prop hunt game we're creating, that'll be on a centralized server, obviously, because you kind of need to, because of networking and all the different stuff that goes into it. But aside from that, every other aspect, the contracts, the way that the random number generator works, things like that, it's all decentralized.
Okay, now if somebody wants to take part, because this is a utility token, it literally is. I'm putting a coin into an arcade.
Yeah.
I'm putting a coin into a digital arcade to play a game. So it's a utility token. There's no KYC, no email registration, fully anonymous. So then people can participate from wherever and whenever. And if there are any sort of restrictions, well, they're welcome to access a particular decentralized VPN.
Yep.
Also happens to be a member of the BPSA.
Yep.
It's not connected to this project. This is an independent project. Just want to say that, right?
Exactly.
You do that. And how much is the NLife token going to be on sale for?
On the launch pads and the private sales, 75 cents. And then at launch, it's $1. So at launch, when we launch on the 11th, it's going to be $1, and then wherever you can get it for after that. So.
Right. Okay. All right. Very good. Anything else you want to let us know about the tokenomics?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And anything else that we haven't covered that you want to let us know about the project?
Yeah. So the cool thing is that on the roadmap, we had originally anticipated Q3 for multiplayer games and things like that, but first game we launch will be multiplayer.
Wow, already ahead of the curve. Okay, that's very good. See, I wouldn't even know to ask about multiplayer games, not being a gamer.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay, all right. And then I'll have all the links in the description below. So if people go and check it out, and you check out the website. You're on Telegram, Discord?
Yep, Telegram, Discord, Medium, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. So.
All right. So I do invite people to check it out, and who knows? Draeth will definitely back on my channel in some point. Who knows what hat he'll be wearing? Whether it's his captain's hat or his BPSAA hat, or he'll be coming with his Nightlife crypto joystick. So if you have any questions or comments, put them below the video. Please do subscribe, click the notification bell. Thank you so much. And this is Crypto Rich and Crypto Draeth signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.